Greetings to everyone. This session is being organized for the students of classes 9th and 10th, who are all about to enter one of the most crucial phases of their academic lives, one that shall determine the future of their professional lives. It is of utmost importance that adequate information regarding all available streams is provided to students to ensure that they make a well-informed choice. One of such streams offered by QVS is the Commerce stream in classes 11th and 12th. Considered one of the broadest fields of study, Commerce encompasses various subjects like business, management, media and marketing, amongst many others, and presents students with a genuine passion for economy, business and statistics a chance to choose from a plethora of opportunities available under the subject. Today, we are joined by Mr. Anubhav Rakheja, Assistant Vice President at Career Launcher, an organization that focuses on diverse segments of education across learners of multiple age groups, and is led by a team of highly qualified professionals, including IIT, IIM alumni, with a passion for excellence in education. Mr. Rakheja is a motivational speaker and a career guidance expert, and is one of the best in his field. Today, he is here to help the students understand the scope of the stream and some of the many rewarding opportunities it presents. We welcome you, sir. I would also like to thank the students and the parents for joining us today for this amazing webinar, and I hope we all leave for some amazing food for thought.
Thank you, Shraddha. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anubhav and I'll be your trainer for the day. Even before I start the session, I would request to do a quick COVID formality. And this COVID formality is not about good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This COVID formality is about those two questions what each one of us is asking everyone. And those questions are, am I audible to you or not? Second, can you see me or not? So if you can see me and you can hear me, आप मुझे देख सकते हैं और आप मुझे सुन सकते हैं. So I would request you to go on the chat box and press a P for Paris. I request everyone in this group, I request these 120 participants to quickly go on the chat box and press a P for Paris if you can hear me and if you can see me. Well, Shraddha was talking about 9th and 10th standard, two crucial years of your life. I don't know about 9th and 10th standard is equal to crucial or not, but I know one thing, that 9th and 10th standard are 2 years of an academic journey, which is equal to a lot of stress, a lot of drama, a lot of trauma, a lot of pressure. Because in 2002, when I was in class 9th, my parents were after my life and they used to shout and scream at me and say, "Padh le, agle saal board exams hai." And the moment I got into class 10th, they become soft, polite, sympathetic, and empathetic.
I am very sorry to interrupt you, sir. But before we start our session for the day, I would please like to request our Principal Dr. Namita Sharma to please address the attendees of this webinar and motivate us all.
A very good morning to everybody.
I'm sorry.
Not at all, sir. It was such a pleasure listening to your voice and the enthusiasm in the voice. I know that the session is going to be a very interesting one. And thank you, Mr. Rakheja, for being there. And thank you, girls, and thank you, parents, for everybody to be there to attend it. And as Sir said, the COVID protocol, I would add to what Mr. Anubhav said, that the COVID protocol also asks for all of us to come forward and get vaccinated. I would make use of this platform for making a call for this. It is for your benefit. I heard from someone, from a few parents, that the immunity goes down if we get vaccinated. I am vaccinated. I think Shraddha is vaccinated. Sir must be vaccinated. Most of us parents are vaccinated. Our immunities did not suffer. And I think even if after vaccination we had COVID, any one of us, we are there, safe, sound, as healthy as ever. So it is a must, not just for our own security, but for the security of our country and our countrymen, that we all get vaccinated. We were waiting that we would come out, come to school, come anywhere after this, and whatever webinar sir is going to take, or sir is going to take us through the career thing. You know, career becomes important, or career comes only after we are out in the world. Because to make a career, you'll have to move out. You cannot stay behind the screen and make a career for yourself. You will have to come out, and for that, vaccination is a must. So get vaccinated as soon as possible so that you can move out, be safe, and keep others also safe. And that's when you'll be able to understand what exactly the call of the hour is. And I hope that what Sir gives us, we are able to understand and imbibe that and open up different avenues for ourselves, because we need to start understanding and start working on the lines of our career and our future. So commerce is one stream which is there available for you. But what in commerce? Because, sir, the problem with us is that in 9th and 10th, we've hardly studied any economics or any other subject, or at least business studies and other things, or what exactly commerce stands for. Nobody has an idea. So that is why we want you to throw a little light on it, and for the people to understand the market and the future and what it holds. If we pick up science, what exactly happens? If I'm picking up this, what exactly happens? How many opportunities opening? And sciences, we know, I become a doctor, I become an engineer, I become this, I become that. But with commerce, what do I become? So there's a big platform which is available for us. So I think today, sir, would be able to do justice to that information and to the girls, because many of us do not take up the stream, thinking that we have no idea what exactly, or not having the right kind of information about it. All over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those kind words of motivation, ma'am. And before I hand over the stage to our speaker, I would like to add that today's session has been organized by the Student Council members of classes 11th and 12th. I will now run the attendees through the set of instructions for the day. All attendees should note that they will remain muted throughout the session. Please drop your questions for this speaker in the meeting chat area. All questions will be addressed in the question answer session. You may raise your hand as a request to unmute yourself in the question answer session. Over to you, sir.
And Shraddha, we would also like to thank Career Launchers for lending us the support of Sir, and also always coming forward to give us some kind of a guidance, which is always required by us. And I hope that our association with Career Launchers and our students also associate with them, so that we can make use of the platform being offered by them and the kind of teachers which are available over there, because we do need that guidance, because they are a direct connection between the market and otherwise. Of course, there are many more platforms, but thank you to Career Launchers, because they have been helping us. Thank you.
We express our heartfelt gratitude towards Career Launcher as well.
So coming back to my own story of class 9th and 10th standard, I told you 9th standard was a little dramatic and traumatic, because my parents were after my life. They used to shout at me, scream at me and say, "Padh le, agle saal board exams." 10th standard was a little soft, polite, with full of sympathy, because then they used to say, "Padh le, ab board exams hai." But all said and done, I understand in 2022, it's not so filmy. It is not so dramatic. It might not be traumatic, but somewhere down the line, some kind of pressure exists. So I'm asking this question to the students who are a part of this conversation. Do you have some pressure of performing great as far as 9th and 10th is concerned? So if you have that pressure, you will quickly go on the chat box and type a Q for Queensland. Come on, quickly type a Q for Queensland if you think that 9th and 10th standard is equal to pressure. Pressure because you have situations with respect to board exams. Okay. So I see people typing a Q for Queensland. They have some pressure and pressure of performing good. The only difference is, at my point of time, a good score was about 80 to 85%. So if I scored 80 to 85%, I would have been happy. But this generation of 2022, I really don't know. What is a good score for you? You all want a good score. There is a force, there is an energy. There is a force, there is an energy, there is a want, there is a desire that each one of you who's stepping in class 10th or who's already in class 10th want a good score. So I request Garima, Purva, Jia, I request Kashvi, Rashi to quickly type a number that what is a good score? 33%, 65%, 75%, 85, 90 or 95. Quickly tell me what is a good score. So I see people typing a 93, 95. Jennifer says 100 is a good score. Gunjan says 95 is a good score. 90, 95, 90. Okay. So Now coming back to this question, why do you want a good score? I have this question to each one of you. Why do you want a good score? Quickly type it on the chat box. Is it that this number will attract a lot of happiness? Is this about this number which will attract a lot of satisfaction? So quickly tell me, why do you want a good score? Come on, tell me, why do you want a good score? For a good career, for a good future, to get a job, to get into a college, to get full independence, to get satisfaction. So now, before I move ahead, I would request all of you to quickly confirm me that is this PowerPoint presentation visible to you or not? Can you see this presentation? So if you can see this presentation, you will quickly go on the chat box and press a Z for zebra. Come on. Anyone from the school authority, if you can unmute yourself and tell me, is this presentation visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible to us.
Now, I also thought that a good score is equal to a good future. I thought a good score is equal to a good college. I thought a good score is equal to good placement. And I was of a very similar opinion what you are right now. But then I came across these numbers. I thought a good score will help me get into Delhi University. But did you know approximately 2.5 lakh students apply to Delhi University every year? And there are 69,000 seats which are offered by Delhi University. So friends, out of every 2.5 lakh students, only 69,000 students will get a college of their choice, which clearly tells that approximately 1.9 lakh students, I repeat, it clearly tells that approximately 1.9 lakh students will not get a college of their choice. Students who think that a good score is equal to a good college, let me tell you, there are 9.6 lakh students who will apply for engineering every year. Out of 9.6 lakh students who apply for engineering every year, 23 IITs, 25 triple ITs, 31 NITs, all put together will offer you only 33,000 seats. Imagine, my friend, that there are 9.6 lakh students. I repeat, imagine 9.6 lakh students will apply for engineering as a course. Out of these 9.6 lakh students, 33,000 students will get into a college of their choice. The rest 9.3 lakh students will not get into a college of their choice. That's the kind of competition what each one of you will face. And by any chance, if you are looking at medicine as a career, there are 15.93 lakh students who applied for medicine as a course, in which 532 colleges will 7 seats in AIIMS, 26,000 seats for BDS, a total of 90,000 seats, which clearly tells approximately 15 lakh students will not get into a college of their choice. And when 15 lakh students will not get into a college of their choice, my question is, are we ready? Are we ready for a backup option? And that's the reason I said 85 was a fantastic score in year 2005 when I appeared for my class 12th. Because at 85, I was able to clear a cutoff. You score 85, you will be cut off into pieces. I remember at 85, my parents were running in the entire street distributing sweets. Ki mere bachche ka distinction aaya hai. You score 85, your parents will run in the same street and you would be running ahead of them. But that bigger question is to get into medicine, to get into engineering, to get into Delhi University. What are we struggling with? Commerce versus science versus humanities? And today, as on 15th January 2022, with 15 years of experience in this field, I am asking and I am telling you that I have seen 3 categories of science students in my life. So if this question is science versus commerce versus humanities, I am telling you in last 15 years, I have seen 3 categories of science students. Category 1, डॉक्टर बनना, इंजीनियर बनना, इंजीनियर बनना, डॉक्टर बनना, डॉक्टर बनेंगे, इंजीनियर बनेंगे, कुछ भी करके डॉक्टर इंजीनियर बन के रहेंगे. That's category 1 student. Category 2, we got a great score in 10th standard, and the moment we got a great score, everyone in the family started believing we are intelligent. An intelligent student in this country will but obviously opt for science. Category 3, I opted for science because science was a wonderful subject as far as my class 10th is concerned. The moment I got into class 11th, I realized, oops, we've done a mistake. And by the time I reached class 12th, we realized अब हम लाइफ में कुछ भी करेंगे बट आगे साइंस नहीं करेंगे. As a result, 40% of students doing economic honors in Delhi University are science students. As a result, most of the courses with respect to humanities, history, geography, pol science are all dominated by science students. So these are three categories of science students I have come across. And as far as commerce is concerned, I have come across only one category, and that category is science humse hoga nahi, humanities humne karna nahi. As a result, we choose commerce. You know, the biggest reason why I chose commerce was because my elder brother had science. And when I saw my elder brother studying science, I went up to my parents and I said, I'll do anything in life but science. And when I got my commerce results in class 12th, my parents told me, hua to tab bhi kuch nahi. But as I said, I belong to a generation of 2005 where careers were made by chance. Today's generation of 2022, career is not made by chance. It is made by choice. And there are three types of problem. One, there are no choices. Second, there are too many choices. Third, we are not aware of those choices. So now, when I talk about humanities students, people said low scorecard is equal to humanities. Today, people score a 99 and still take up humanities. As a result, if I look at CBSE toppers for the last 7 years, most of them are humanities students. But the science versus commerce versus humanities will stay forever. And today I'll share a story. In 2003, when I was in class 10th, I was also asked to choose science, commerce, or humanities. And I told you I chose commerce. There was this friend of mine who chose physics, chemistry, maths, and biology, which said PCMB. Now, any student who chooses PCMB, what do you think? What kind of student is he? Good, bad, intelligent, super intelligent, amazing, bookworm, whatever you want to type. I am waiting for your response on the chat box. I see more than 210 members a part of this conversation. I would want you to go on the chat box and tell me that if anyone chooses a physics, chemistry, maths, and biology, what kind of impression you will have about that kid? Intelligent, super amazing, brilliant, good, intelligent, bookworm, super intelligent. People say abnormal, intelligent, topper, super confident about his intelligence. By the way, I scored 84%. I have been shouting in front of a 13-inch screen. I am trying to shape your career. It means I am not intelligent just because I chose commerce. And by the way, he got an 82%. I got an 84%. So by scorecard, I repeat, by scorecard, I happen to be more intelligent. As far as scorecard is concerned, Mannat, I was a better worker and a hard worker than him. Rashmi, I scored better than him. So how can you say just by choosing physics, chemistry, maths, and biology, he came out to be intelligent? But that is the Indian norm, you know. That's the Indian norm. Anyone who chooses physics, chemistry, maths, and biology, we draw this conclusion that he is intelligent. We reached in class 12th. I scored 82% this time and he scored 62. I was extremely happy, not because of my 82, because of his 62. And when he got 62, we went to collect our mark sheets and I asked him, hey buddy, which college are you getting through? And he said, I am getting into a college called IHM Aurangabad, which is Indian Institute of Hotel Management. Imagine anyone choosing physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. Imagine anyone choosing physics, chemistry, maths, and biology and ended up doing a hotel management. Now I want you to go on the chat box and quickly type a word or two for that gentleman who chose science. I want Rashmi to type that whether he was topper and intelligent, because after doing that, he ended up becoming a hotel management graduate. I want everyone, I want Prisha to genuinely type on the chat box that is he really intelligent? So I want all of you to go on the chat box and tell me anyone who chooses physics, chemistry, maths, and biology and then end up doing a hotel management course. What kind of student is he? So people say make a mistake. Jigyasa says stupid. So it says making a mistake. He took because of his parents. Family pressured. Kritika says confused. Kritika says stupid. Okay. By the way, I am talking none other than I am talking about a person who's a celebrity chef right now. And this celebrity chef is commonly known as Saransh Goela. This gentleman, I repeat, this gentleman who took physics, chemistry, maths, and biology ended up becoming a celebrity chef. A person who has his own Wikipedia page. A person who's got 9 restaurants in Mumbai, which is called Goela Butter Chicken. A person who has also got a restaurant in London, and the same person who was invited a chief guest at MasterChef Australia, not even MasterChef India. A person who's got a series on Netflix. A person who got a BMW 7 Series at an age of 24. The same person who holds a Wikipedia page, and the same person who's actually a celebrity on Flipkart because he's choosing Flipkart to do some advertisements. So did he make a wrong choice? Answer is no. But the point what I want to make is not every science student will end up being an engineer, and after choosing science, getting into hotel management is not stupid, my friend. It's not luck, Yukta. It's about sheer hard work. But the point what I wanted to prove was not every science student will end up becoming a doctor or an engineer, because a science student can also get into food technology. And what did he do? Something in food technology. A science student can also take up a course with respect to paleontology, which a lot of us might not have heard about it. A science student might end up taking finance because the top 100 finance students, I repeat, top 100 finance students of the world are all science students. So that's what the point I wanted to make. But the kind of atmosphere what we live in, the kind of impression, the kind of, things what we are already drawing a conclusion unnecessarily is that a science student is equal to doctor, engineer, or maybe not. Definitely PCMB के बाद intelligent तो होगा, because PCMB gives you a social status. And when you think PCMB is equal to doctor or engineer, you are adding expectations. When you think a PCMB student choosing hotel management is stupid because but eventually a stream is chosen because of interest. And as your principal told, that without even doing business studies, without even doing accounts, without even studying about those subjects, how will or not? What is the kind of studying style which is required as far as science, commerce, or humanities is concerned? The kind of values, and most importantly, what is my goal? Because if I define my goal, choosing a stream will become easier. But if I don't define my goal, choosing a stream will be difficult. So friends, that's what today's situation is. That is what today's topic is, that what are those opportunities? What are those colleges? What are those institutions? What are those institutions? What are those colleges? What are those institutions? What are those colleges which are required if I take up commerce as a course? So without wasting any time further, I would request my audience to quickly confirm, how was your last 25 minutes? Good, bad, ugly, interesting. Are you engaged or not? I would request you to go on the chat box and give me a one-word feedback. How were your last 25 minutes with Team Career Launcher? And then we'll start your journey towards commerce in 11th, 12th, and later on. Because it is a fact, whatever you do in the next 2 years will impact your college for the next 3 years. And whatever you do in the next 5 years will impact your life for the next 50 years. So those next 5 years are extremely important. As far the next 5 years are extremely important as far as your career is concerned. And those 3 C's are a part of the discussion right now. And what are those 3 C's I'll be talking about? Those 3 C's are course, the first part. The second part is the college. And third part is the career. I repeat, those are 3 C's what we'll talk about. First, course. Second, career. I'll just write it down for you. The first part of the discussion is the course. Second part of the discussion is the career. And third part of the discussion is the college. And remember, these 3 C's of life, the course, college, and career, what you do is like a marriage. And this is one marriage in life which will not have any kind of exit. This will stay all your life. And when I talk about a course, college, and career, let's talk about the stream called commerce. Anyone who's talking about commerce can get into a subject with respect to accountancy. Accountancy is equal to chartered accountancy. Accountancy is equal to cost accounting. Accountancy is equal to managerial accounting. So friends, if you are good with numbers, I repeat, if you are good with numbers, if you are wanting to get into the language of business, you know what is the language of business? The language of business is called accounting. If you want to get into compliance, if you are looking at some government jobs with respect to taxations, then there are courses like chartered accountancy. Then there are courses like cost accounting. Then there are courses like managerial accounting. And then there is a course like ACCA, which is Certified Chartered Accountant of India, Certified Chartered Accountant. Imagine you've got 4 such courses which will lead you towards accounting as a career. So people who are fond of numbers, people who are fond of business, people who are fond of finance, these are those career options what you can look at. And these are non-collegiate options. So any student who's choosing commerce or science or humanities, end of the day, a lot of you are thinking about admissions abroad, admissions with respect to London School of Economics, admissions with respect to Cambridge University, admissions with respect to Wharton, Harvard, Stanford. Now, students who are looking at admission abroad, students who are thinking of admission with respect to Harvard, Wharton, Stanford, people who are talking about admissions with respect to countries like USA, UK, Singapore, let me tell you, 9th and 10th standard is the right time. I repeat, 9th and 10th standard is the right time to take a move. Why do you need to take a move in 9th and 10th standard? Why is it that if I want to get into Harvard, I can't think in 12th? Because parents who are listening to me, teachers who are listening to me, students who are listening to me, you will need to pick up a pen and a paper. Abroad admission is not equal to 95%, 97%. Harvard, Wharton, Stanford, London School of Economics, Cambridge, or Singapore University, they will not give you admission on 95%. They will give you admissions. I repeat, they will give you admissions on the basis of your entire profile. Hey Anubhav, what is a profile? Profile is equal to 8 to 9 different parameters. I repeat, profile is equal to 8 to 9 different parameters, where the first thing is extracurricular activities.
Wonderful.
Extracurricular activities is equal to sports, music, theater, dramatics. And the sports, music, theater, dramatics is equal to the last 4 years. So people who are in 9th standard, they can afford that sports, music, theater, and dramatics. People who will get into 11th, they can afford sports, music, theater, and dramatics. But 10th and 12th standard, because of board exams and pressure, will not give you time for theater, dramatics, will not give you time for sports. So extracurricular activities is a very important part. Second, universities like Harvard, Wharton, Stanford, NUS, SMU, Cambridge, London School of Economics, Imperial College London. Friends, they will check something which is called certification courses. Certification courses like Coursera, certification course like a Udemy, certification course like a Harvard, which is known as HarvardX courses. So anyone who wants to make a career in accountancy, can take up an accounts course through a HarvardX thing. Anyone who wants to get into economics can get into economics career with respect to a certification course. So acquire certification courses in the next 4 years as much as you can. Even if you are taking up commerce, a lot of you would be interested with respect to entrepreneurship, running your own business. And after looking at Shark Tank, I think everyone in this world wants to be an entrepreneur. So entrepreneurship is also another thing what you can look up. Third, a very, very important part. तो पहला हुआ हमारा एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज, सेकंड हुआ सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्सेज, थर्ड इज अबाउट इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम्स. What is an internship program? Any internship with more than 20 hours is recognized, acknowledged by foreign universities. So internships is also a very, very important part. Fourth, community services. Community services like NGO, community services like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, community services like helping COVID people, even encouraging people for vaccine in the vaccine drive is also a part of community services. Encourage people to get vaccination. Ask your school to give you a certificate for that. Make at least 20 to 30 odd friends and encourage them for vaccination. And that is a kind of community services which will be acknowledged by universities abroad. Sixth, you can write a research paper. Hey, Anubhav Rakheja, research paper is equal to scientist. Research is equal to after school. Research is equal to after PhD. Did you know there are students in India who are writing a research paper only in 6th standard? So you are still senior. Oops, super senior. Oops, super senior. And you can deliver a research paper. And that research paper will help you get admissions abroad. Then after research paper, you need to write international exams like SAT, ACT, PSAT, advanced placement tests. Ninth parameter, you need to appear for Olympiads like KVPY. Olympiads like NTSC, Olympiads like IMO. IMO is a world recognized Olympiad, which is International Mathematics Olympiad. Now, the moment an Olympiad is conducted by a school, a lot of parents and students, I'm sorry, I think this is the wrong platform. I should not be saying this. But a lot of parents, a lot of students would think, why invest 100 rupees in an Olympiad? But that 100 rupees Olympiad will turn out to be a $10,000 scholarship abroad. 100 rupee Olympiad ranking will give you $10,000 scholarship in US. And 10,000 scholarship is equal to what? 6.5 to 7 lakh rupees. Only by performing good in Olympiad. So once you create this entire profile, then your admissions are possible. And 9th standard and 10th standard students, you can also apply for summer schools. What is a summer school? Summer school is a 15-day pre-college. Summer school is a 15-day pre-college which is available in universities. What is this 15-day pre-college? 15-day pre-college is doing a 15 to 20 to 30-day course in Harvard and Wharton and Stanford. Imagine you are a 10th standard boy who's going to summer vacations in NUS, National University of Singapore. Parents would say, oh, don't tell these students there's so much of pressure of, expenditure. Only 40,000 rupees. 40,000 rupees, National University of Singapore gives you a summer school. If not, apply for a summer school in India. Ashoka University, Narsi Monji, Symbiosis, they will give you summer schools in India as well. And once you draw this exposure, then it is quite a firm decision that what exactly are you meant for? Are you meant for one of those subjects of commerce which is known as accountancy? Because accountancy, you will reach through various ways. So anyone who wants to make a career in accounts, anyone who's good with numbers, anyone who's wanting to record, summarize, taxation, audit, agar aisi jagahon pe jana hai, so I will list down 5 courses for you. The first course is a BCom, maybe a honors or pass. Second is cost accounting. Third is chartered accountancy. Fourth is managerial accounting. And then you also got an ACCA. But remember, a cost accounting, chartered accountancy, managerial accounting, and ACCA are non-collegiate course. These are no colleges. These are professional degrees, which you will be able to do once you are sitting at home. Whereas a BCom is a full-fledged college degree. So that is something what you pick up from a subject called accountancy. Now, any student who's good with economics can make a career with respect to business, finance, education, government sector, compensation benefit analysis, credit analysis, financial analyst, policy analyst. So any economic student will be broadly divided into two parts. First is policy making. Sir, what is written in this Economic Times? मुझे तो समझ ही नहीं आता. वो सारे policy makers होते हैं. What is monetary policy? What is fiscal policy? On what norms the government decides its budget? Anubhav Rakheja, if my student wants to get into international relations and work with United Nations, UNESCO, World Health Organization, he is fantastic in debating. She is fantastic in MUNs. तो ये वाली जो कैटेगरी होती है स्टूडेंट की, they can make a career in economics with respect to policy making. But economics is also a foundation for finance. Economics is a foundation for stock markets. Economics is a foundation for business analytics. Economics is a foundation of data analytics. And economics is also a foundation of financial and audit analysts. So you can do a BA honors in economics, which will take you towards policy making. You can do business economics, which will take you towards the corporate side. And that is a specialization with respect to economics. And imagine, not just Delhi University, not just St. Stephen's. You can apply for St. Xavier's, Ferguson, Ashoka University, Mumbai University, Christ Bangalore, Madras Christian College, Symbiosis, Presidency, Loyola College and Narsi Monji. They all will give you economics after class 12. And these are those two specializations what is available as far as your subject liking is concerned. So the moment I pick up commerce and I'm fond of numbers, I will make a career out of accounts. The moment I am good with economics, I will make a career towards policy making or business economics or econometrics. But I also heard ma'am telling me a subject called business management. Ma'am telling a subject about marketing. Ma'am was talking about business studies. What is that? That is a miniature MBA. And you know, MBA is like a disease. It is riskier than coronavirus because corona will happen to few people, whereas MBA will happen to everyone. In this country, everyone wants to do an MBA, and the most exciting feature is each one of you will be able to do MBA right after class 12th. You heard me right. I know what I'm talking. I'm in my senses. Every individual out here can apply for an MBA course right after class 12th. And that MBA course is about options with respect to 5-year course. And that too a college, that too a course, that too an option. A college, a course, an option. I repeat, a college, a course, an option, which is available to you. Just a second, let me just get hold of this whiteboard first. I am just trying my best with respect to this technology. And the beauty of the technology is whenever it is needed the most, it will ditch you. Okay. So anyone who's wanting to pursue this MBA program, anyone who wants to pursue entrepreneurship, you can apply for an MBA program right after class 12th in a course in an institution called IIM Indore. And IIM Indore is a 5-year integrated program which is available to each one of you. Then an IIM Rohtak is also a 5-year integrated program which is available after class 12th. Then there is an IIM Ranchi which is available to a student right after class 12th. Students, you also got IIM Bodh Gaya which is available to a student right after class 12th. Fifth, you've got an option called IIM Jammu which is available to a student right after class 12th. And you are that lucky generation because by the time you reach class 12th, I repeat, by the time you reach class 12th, even IIM Bangalore will start a 4-year course with respect to liberal arts. And any student who wants to make a career out of finance, operations, marketing, HR, this is one course which is available to each one of you, which is called a specialization in the field of management. And you know what? The beauty of the management is science, commerce, with maths, without maths, humanities, medical, non-medical. Anyone and everyone will be able to do that. Second point, The moment you apply for management as a course, it is pervasive in nature, because I need manager. I need manager in the form of business. I need manager in the form of entertainment. I need a manager. I repeat, I need a manager with respect to banking sector. I also need a manager to manage a hotel. I need a manager to manage a restaurant. So in case you want to keep your options with respect to variety, management is a fantastic course to go for. And today, it is not just about MBA in finance, MBA in operations, MBA in hotel. Today, there is a management with respect to sustainable development. Today, after coronavirus, there is something called disaster management. Today, you can pursue a specialization with respect to healthcare management. Students, you can also pursue an MBA with respect to artificial intelligence, and you can also pursue an MBA with respect to blockchain. So MBA is not just about finance, operations, HR, and marketing. I am reading your questions on the chat box. So let me just finish this entire information part in the next 10-15 minutes, and then we can go to the question and answer round. But the most exciting part is getting a brand name called IIMs right after class 12th. So students who are interested in business management, students who are interested in business studies, students who are interested in entrepreneurship subject, students who are interested in marketing subject should definitely look at management as a career. So I've talked about accounts and the career options. I've talked about economics and the career options. I've talked about management and the career options. And now I'll move towards a universal subject called English. Now, the moment you choose English as a subject, you can enter into the field of literature. You can also enter into the field of mass communication. And let me tell you, mass communication is equal to 34 career options. Radio jockey, video jockey, filmmaking, script writing, blog writing, animation, content development. Everything is with respect to mass communication. And the beauty of the game is, especially when I'm talking to the school, is mass communication is offered by 8 colleges in Delhi University. Out of those 8 colleges, 6 of them are girls' college. LSR, Kalindi, Kamla Nehru, DCAC, Maharaja Agrasen, IP College of Women, and Delhi College of Journalism and Mass Communication is a fantastic option as far as mass comm is concerned. Now, the point is, the moment you pursue mass communication as a course, you can also apply for English honors, which in a lot of universities will happen through an entrance test. And students who are a part of this session right now, please make a note of this. IIT Chennai offers you even IIT will offer you. And students who are interested in management, they can also go for a program called Development Studies in IIT Chennai. Yes, you heard me right. Development Studies is equal to policy making, and that policy making is offered by IIT Chennai right after class 12. I'll repeat myself. I am looking at the questions on the chat box. I'll try my best to leave no stones unturned. Let me just finish this information part first, and then come down to the question and answer round. So we've discussed about accountancy. We've discussed 6 courses after accountancy. We've discussed about economics, and we decided that whether we can go into policy making or we get into the corporate side. We've talked about management, and management is equal to a BBM, Bachelor's of Business Management, a BBS, Bachelor's of Business Studies, a BMS, Bachelor's of Management Studies, an IPM, Integrated Program in Management, offered by about 20 to 25 universities. Then we discussed about English, whereas English honors is one part and mass communication is another part. And if you want to get into language, there is an institution called EFILU, Institute of Foreign Language. EIFLU, Institute of Foreign Language University, which is in Hyderabad and now in Lucknow as well. So that is about the 4th subject, English mein agar interest hai to. 5th, mathematics. Now people who are interested in mathematics can make a fantastic career with respect to data analytics, then move towards data science. And after data analytics and data science, they can pick up their options. Because anyone who's good with mathematics will be able to apply for data analytics as a course, where you got options like Data Management Association of International, Data Science Association, Data Analytics, and the top universities would be an ISI Kolkata, Indian Statistical Institute, one of the best in the country. You can also apply for a maths program in an ISI Bangalore. And students, you can also apply for a program with respect to BSc in mathematics in Chennai Mathematical Institute, and maybe a mathematics course in UPS. So those are those 5 subjects what is available in commerce. And after those 5 subjects, you can pick up these courses. And after these courses, you can make a fantastic career, and the college options will come across. So that was 45 minutes of information part by Team Career Launcher and Anubhav Rakheja. Before I go to the question and answer round, I would request 220 participants to quickly go on the chat box and leave a 1-word or a 2-word feedback. How was the last 45 minutes with respect to information? I'll just take a 30-second break, give some energy to myself, and then I'll answer your questions. Do not leave the session because there is a lot left. So I would request all of you to quickly go on the chat box, and then we'll move towards the question and answer. Okay. So I think more or less a lot of you have understood what I've talked about. Now we'll move towards the question and answer round. Any commerce student, I would say pick up your subject specialization and then choose a career out of it. Do not confuse yourself with respect to course and career. There are 2 different things. One course can end up being 10 different careers. So please do not confuse yourself. Pick up a course first, then explore options with respect to career, right? So all the participants, now you can please throw your questions on the chat box, and I'll be able to answer with the best of my capability. But nonetheless, no one will leave the session till the time we close it. Okay, what if you want to go to an NDA? NDA jaane ke liye you will need maths as a specialization, and you will also be asked about aptitude-based questions. Let me tell you, any individual out here will be taking colleges, careers, and admission on 3 grounds. If you want to note it down, please note it down. All colleges, all universities, all courses will be giving you admission on 3 grounds. Ground 1, you score a 94, 95, 96, 97% and get it. Ground 2, you make a fantastic career through an entrance exam which is based on aptitude. Aptitude means 10th level tak ka maths, thoda sa GK, English. I repeat, 10th level tak ka maths, thoda sa GK, English, and logical reasoning. After studying all this, you make a brilliant career into a college course, which is called aptitude test. Please make a note. It is aptitude test. And third, you make a course, college, and career through a knowledge-based questions. Knowledge-based questions like chartered accountancy. Chartered accountancy में मुझे क्या चाहिए? Accounts, economics, maths, business, mercantile law, business ethics. I want to get into cost accounting. I'll study taxation, accounting, and auditing. I want to get into ACCA. I will study something with respect to risk management. So those are knowledge-based entrance exams. Students, you have to make a choice that what exactly are you appearing for? A knowledge-based entrance exam, an aptitude-based entrance exam, or admission on the basis of class 12th. So people who are asking a business management course, people who have written law as a course, they will test you on the aptitude-based questions, right? So I'll come down to the questions. I think I missed out. The chart is running so fast. I am really not able to pick up all the questions. I also see Shraddha putting her camera on. So she has...
Sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for explaining in such great detail the intricacies of the interdisciplinary wonder that commerce is. And to aid you with the question answer session, I have now enabled the mics for all attendees. And I would please request anybody who has a question to please raise their hands so we can give them a chance to converse with Sir directly. Anybody who wants to ask sir anything can raise their hands now.
Shraddha, may I please?
Yes, ma'am, please.
I have a request to the attendees. When you ask a question, I would request rest of the attendees to be alert, and let's not be repetitive in our questions. Because I saw in the chat box, once a question has been put, you need not put the same question again and again and again. So what happens is, as sir said, it's running so fast. There were so many repetitive questions. You are reading the questions yourself also. So once a question has been put, and if you are having a similar question, do not raise it again and again. Similarly, if a friend of yours has asked a question, and if you've received the answer, you don't repeat the question, because otherwise everybody would not get an opportunity to speak. And we'll be losing on the valuable inputs from sir. All yours.
All right, so I see Sachi Nagpal, who has raised her hand. Sachi, your mic has been enabled. You can please unmute and speak to sir.
Hello, sir. Sir, could you please repeat about the mass communication colleges in India?
Mass communication, the first access would be Delhi University. Within Delhi University, you will have 8 such colleges, right? Second option is Symbiosis. Third option for mass communication is St. Xavier's. And fourth is regional universities in Mumbai. If you ask the list of the colleges, I can list down hundreds of them. But if you ask me about the top 10, top 15, 8 colleges in DU, St. Xavier's, Symbiosis, and IP University, because you are in Delhi, 85% seats would be reserved for you. So these are those 4 entrance exams or 4 applications you will need to fill. And from these 4 applications, you will be able to apply for at least 25 such colleges for mass communication as a course. And don't worry, even if I leave today's session, my coordinates are already in school. You can get in touch with me through a phone call, or you can write me a mail. My colleague Himani is already a part of this conversation. She's just put across my coordinates on the chat box. Meanwhile, I'm still answering your questions. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for answering that, sir. Now we have Tanisha Bhakta, who has also raised her hand. Tanisha?
Sir, I actually asked about NDA on what subject I can take, but it has
most importantly, NDA was not for girls 2 years back. Now NDA is also available for girls section. So that is one added advantage to you. Now, the moment you talk about NDA, there is an entrance exam. Entrance exam will be based on aptitude plus mathematics. My point is, if you want to get into defense services, there are 3 to 4 entry levels. The first entry level is getting into NDA. Second entry level is technical specialist. Third entry level is medical specialist. And fourth is JAG. JAG is Judge Advocate General, where you do a law program. And after doing law, you give one entrance exam and you apply for an interview. 50% seats in JAG are reserved for girls. So if you want to get into defense services, you need to look at it that which dimension are you looking at.
And there's a 5th entry level also, sir. And the 5th entry level is you pick up any stream, humanities, commerce, or science. You need to be a graduate, a first divisioner. And after that, you can give an SSB. You can go for a direct SSB, wherein education core and admin are open in all the 3, Army, Navy, and Air Force, and of course the combined defense services and all. But again, if you want to go into logistics or typically defense, then of course you have to be from the technical line. So any graduate can appear for an SSB, but again, as sir said, you need to have an aptitude, because first level screening test is based on your aptitude. If you clear the screening, you are there for 5 days for your SSB. You clear your SSB, you clear your medical, and you are in. And of course, doctors.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to ma'am and sir for answering that question. Now we move on to Pavni Mehta, who has raised her hand. Pavni, you may please talk with sir.
Sir, could you please description on actuarial science?
Actuarial science is again like a chartered accountancy, cost accounting, non-collegiate course. You need to be good with mathematics and statistics. There are total 14 stages one needs to appear for. 14 stages will be majorly tested on statistics and mathematics and numerical things. Indian statistical Statistical Board of India, ISI, Indian Statistical Board of India, Pune, gives us
Sir, please unmute yourself. In an attempt to mute all, I ended up muting you as well. I'm sorry.
Okay. Indian Statistical Institute, Indian Society Board of India, Actuarial Society Board of India, I repeat, Actuarial Society Board of India gives you a certification for actuaries. There is total of 14 stages one needs to appear for. All these 14 stages will involve mathematics and statistics after class 12. The moment you talk about hedge fund, the moment you talk about risk management, the moment you talk about insurance sector, everywhere actuaries is required. So any student who's pursuing a maths honors or a stats honors should ideally look at actuaries, also one of those options. But by any chance, if your mathematical content or a statistical content is not up to the mark, you're going to face a lot of problem. And this mathematics will have calculus as well. Options will be in the field of risk management, finance, predictions, insurance companies, and data-based courses. It is again a non-collegiate course, but yes, Symbiosis University, Hindu College in Delhi University are providing actuarial combination with their graduation programs. But जैसे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बनने के लिए ICAI से सर्टिफिकेशन लेना पड़ता है, वैसे ही एक्चुअरीज बनने के लिए एक्चुरियल सोसाइटी बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया से सर्टिफिकेशन लेना पड़ता है.
Thank you so much for illuminating that path, sir. I would now like to proceed to Ishanvi Jhakar, who has also raised her hand. Ishanvi, now you may please converse with sir.
Sir, which stream should be taken up for Indian Foreign Service?
Indian Foreign Service is a stream neutral program. Anything and everything will work. In case you are taking up commerce, pick up your specialization in economics, because you need to understand as Indian Foreign Services is something also related to policy making. And the moment you choose economics as a career, you need to get into the field of international relations and policy making to get into foreign services. Also, if you choose science, nothing will go wrong. And if you choose humanities, then also no one will take anything from you. But in case you are picking up commerce, then choosing a specialization in economics and ending up being an Indian Foreign Service will help you. Because IFS is again into UPSC program. Someone else also asked. A UPSC program is only available after graduation. So to be a graduate, any stream is eligible for it. Eligibility, har koi de sakta hai. But honestly, if you have to pick up a course option, I would choose economics or political studies.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for answering that, sir. Now we would like to move on to Monishka, who has raised her hand. Monishka, can you please unmute and talk to sir?
I would like to ask, could you please tell a little more about hotel management or management?
Management is equal to overall thing, where you can later on choose up hospitality sector and get into hotel management. If you pick up hotel management right after class 12, you've got specializations like culinary arts, you've got specializations like hotel operations, you've got specialization with respect to front desk, you've got specializations like patisserie and kitchen operations. To get into colleges in India, you need to apply for this entrance exam called NCHMCT, National Council of Hotel Management and Catering Technology. There are 33 institutions known as IHM, Indian Institute of Hotel Management. After that, there is a group called Taj Group, which has got IHM Aurangabad, which will have a separate entrance test. Oberoi Central Learning and Development is also available after class 12th. The beauty of the program is you are paid for the course. They don't charge, they pay you. They pay you on the stipend basis internship program. You can Google it up. It is called STEP program, STEP, Systematic Training and Entrepreneurship Program. This is available in Oberoi's. After that, you can also take up a course in Welcome Group, or you can take up a hotel management in IP University. These are 5 to 6 entrances one can appear for. But the problem with a lot of colleges is that they will teach you everything. Kitchen operations be, laundry be, front desk be. Oberoi's is the only course which will give you specialization from day one, and that's hotel management. Any more questions?
Thank you so much, sir.
Does Pusa Institute also?
Pusa Institute will check the NCHMCT score. Pusa Institute is Indian Institute of Hotel Management in Pusa, which is in Delhi, but that is through NCHMCT.
Okay.
Thank you so much for answering that, sir. Before we move on to the other people who have raised their hands, I would like to put up a very common question that crosses a lot of minds as to whether or not should they pursue commerce in 11th and 12th. We have a lot of students who might or might not be very good at maths, but are still interested in other opportunities that commerce has to offer. So what would you suggest to such students if they are unable to perform really well in maths? Should they still go for it?
If you are unable to perform great in maths, take up applied mathematics because that is accepted in DU. If you still want to give away the entire mathematics section, don't you worry. Life will not end if you don't take mathematics, to be honest. Whereas I am a maths teacher and I would encourage, if you can, do take it. If not, then I am telling you what all options will be excluded. Delhi University BCom Honors and Economic Honors will ask for a maths score.
Applied would do?
Sorry?
Applied would do, sir? Applied.
Yes, right. They have come up with the notice that applied they are taking.
Wonderful.
But an economic honors in symbiosis doesn't need maths as a prerequisite. So in case you are a Delhi University fan, then BCom and Eco will take class 12 score mathematics. In case you say, "Mujhe economics karna, I will do it from symbiosis," then they don't need maths. Narsi Mohanji, any honors course will need maths as a course. Management across IIMs, they don't need maths. They will take without maths also. But Delhi University management course will take maths. So there are total of 6 to 8 options which will get excluded. But other careers, management will still say, IIM Indore is possible without maths. But management in DU is not possible. So then the options will be a little less. But if you say कि कोई ऐसा career जो आपने बताया commerce में, जो without maths pursue नहीं हो सकता, answer is no. Every career what I have told, right from chartered accountancy, ACCA, actually is not possible. So other than actuaries, maths and stats, every career right from management to law to hotel management, everything is possible after maths. It's just that some universities will be excluded, and some, I mean 5 to 6.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for elaborating on that. I am sure that was something that must have crossed a lot of minds. Moving on to the questions. People who have raised their hands. Okay, Tisha, you have raised your hand. Would you please unmute and talk to sir?
Okay, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. So I wanted to ask if I want to handle my father's business or I want to start my own business, and even I'm interested in commerce with maths. So please suggest me about which courses options I should choose.
Entrepreneurship is equal to management. Management will tell you how to deal with your finance because it is financial management. They will tell you how to deal with people because human resource management. They will tell you how to deal with your logistics because it is operations. And they will also tell you how to deal with people because they will teach you human resource management. So all those management options, those 5 IIMs, Delhi University Management, Symbiosis Management, Narsi Mohanji Management, Tisha, all management program will lead you towards entrepreneurship. Whether you are a first generation entrepreneur, which means you are setting up your own, or you are a second generation entrepreneur, which means carrying out your father's business. Entrepreneurship is equal to management program.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Tisha, for asking that question. We would now like to move on to Shivanshi Bhardwaj, who has raised her hand. Shivanshi, if you could please unmute and speak.
Teachers. So my question was that if I want to apply for any foreign college, what should be a cutoff or what should be a minimum percentage for my marks in 10th, 11th or 12th, or will it count on apart from all curriculum activities, extracurriculums? Will it count? And what should be the minimum one?
I'm sorry, I couldn't get your name.
Sir, her name is Shivanshi.
Shivanshi, let me tell you, when you go abroad, a lot of countries will have a lot of preferences. The moment you apply for Singapore, they are academic mania countries. They will check only whether you're scoring a 97, 98 or not. Even at 96, they will not give you admission. Whereas when you apply for US, they are profile-based country. They will check the overall score. Some weightage to extracurricular, some weightage to certification, some weightage to community services. The moment you apply for UK, they will again have 60, 40, 70, 30, where 60 to 70% focus will be on academics, 20 to 30% will be based on extracurriculars. Shivanshi, let me tell you, the moment you apply for abroad or you apply for colleges, you don't check how you perform. You check what are the kind of applications they receive. If they receive 100 odd applications where everyone is scoring a 98 plus, so obviously your 97 is not good. But due to Corona, if people are not getting into extracurricular activities, academics, they have scored 75 only. They will choose what are the top 20 out of those 100 applications. What will happen in 2024? I really don't know. That is the reason I told you, pick up all 10 parameters. Academics, extracurricular, certification, NGO, community services, pick up everything and prepare a solid profile. Once that is done, we will see that in that year whether Corona exists or not and how is your profile better than others. Most importantly, if you want to get into a designing course, if you want to get into something with respect to retail management, then Shivanshi, they will check nothing. They will check only last 5 years portfolio. अब वो पिछले 5 साल का portfolio तो तब बनाएंगे ना जब हमें 5 साल पहले पता होता. How many of us actually knew that in 8th standard the portfolio would be required in after 12th? So unfortunately, I will not be able to give you a specific answer to this because international universities is equal to about 5,000 plus and every university will have a different criteria. So the safest option is create your profile, keep it in the study table. The moment college applications happen, send it across.
Thank you so much for elaborating on that, sir. I would now like to move on to the next question from Saibia. Saibia, would you please unmute and ask your question?
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask that in countries abroad, how can a commerce student get into law, more specifically corporate law?
So countries abroad, when I talk about law, you need to give LSAT abroad. LSAC, not even LSAT, LSAC. Now, if you're planning law abroad, I would say prefer UK only because UK constitution overlaps with Indian constitution. Britishers ne hum pe rule kiya tha na. So King's College London, Queen's College London, Bath, these are top 3 universities where you should be applying for a law program. Otherwise, law and medicine abroad is a bridge gap course. Till the time you don't do graduation, you will not be able to apply for a law directly. Even in India, 12 years earlier, law was a 3-year program which one used to apply only after graduation. 3 years of graduation and 3 years of law college. Whereas today you have a law school and you have a law school in Dwarka itself, which is National Law University, NLU Delhi. So that's a 5-year program. So if you're planning abroad, then you need to give LSAC or LSAT abroad. These are 2 entrances.
Well, I hope that resolves your query, Saibia. Moving on to Ananya Sharma. Ananya, can you please unmute and ask your question directly?
Sir, if I'm interested in the business field, but I don't know what is the best course I should opt for after 12th, what should I do? Shall I go for Bachelor's in Business Administration or what?
Bachelor's of Business Administration, Integrated Program in Management, BMS. These are all Coke, Pepsi, Fanta. All are different cold drinks. Ultimately, they will lead you towards a management program. So Ananya, my option is, my point is, no one says that I want to get into a college. It is the college who will select you. Apply to the top 20 management colleges. Irrespective, they are BBA, BMS, BFI or what. They are just the names. End of the day, hota to management hi hai.
Thank you so much for shedding some light on that, sir. Moving on to our next question, which comes from Yashika Yadav. Yashika, can you please unmute yourself and talk to sir?
Excuse me, sir, I have a doubt that, so if we take a UPSC, if we go for UPSC, so which...
Yashika, you are not audible. I would suggest you switch your network and please try speaking again.
Am I now audible?
Yes, you are. Please continue.
Sir, I have a doubt that if we go for UPSC, so which stream should be best and which subject should be helpful to us?
I told earlier, UPSC is a stream neutral thing. Now, anyone who wants to get into Indian technical services or Indian engineering services, they will choose science. If you want to get into administrative services, you can get into humanities. If you want to get into Indian revenue services, commerce is recommended. It entirely depends. UPSC is a broad field with a lot of specializations. So I'm extremely sorry, but I can't be so specific in the class 9-10 standard. I don't want to narrow down your options by saying कि आप ये choose करो pol science, तो आपके chances बढ़ जाएंगे. And 3 years later, if you discover I wanted to do Indian engineering services, so I don't want to end up on the wrong side of the impression. I would say that UPSC as a entry level is stream neutral. Anyone and everyone will be able to give. You pick up which specialization and interest you have towards revenue services, administrative services, Indian forestry services, Indian foreign services, or what. But there is no specific stream, there is no specific subject.
Thank you so much for resolving that query, sir. Moving on to the very last question for the day. Bhumi, can you please unmute yourself and talk?
Hello, sir. I query. Please just tell me the best colleges for BCom honors.
Best colleges for BCom honors. There are 94
Yes.
colleges in Delhi University. Out of 66 of them will offer you BCom honors. The total number of seats in BCom honors in Delhi University is about 6,900, and approximately 1.2 to 1.3 lakh students who appear in DU will target at BCom. SRCC is the top. LSR would be the next best because it's a girls' college for you. Then it is Hansraj, then it is Hindu, then it is Ramjas, then it is Venki, then it is Bhagat Singh, then it is Guru Gobind Singh College of Commerce. There are more than 50 such colleges in DU alone which will offer you a BCom honors as a program. The point what you need to take care is that you need to have mathematics to get into Delhi University. Bhumi, even if I give you the best college, I think your entry point at 2025 will decide that whether you are fit for that or not. So list is 50. The better you are, the higher you climb. So that's the simple fundamental. Whereas if you look at commerce as a program, there are only 2 cities what you should be targeting, Delhi and Mumbai. Mumbai happens to be the financial capital of the country. Therefore, a Jai Hind college or an RC Mohanji in Mumbai will give you a lot of opportunities. Else, look at Delhi. I don't think there is any third city you should look at when you plan for commerce as a specialization. Bangalore, Hyderabad are all tech places. Acha hai, Christ is good, but not as good as Mumbai and Delhi. When you asked me which are the best ones, so I think Delhi, Mumbai.
And so what about St. Joseph College of Commerce, Bangalore?
I again said Bangalore, when you go for it, it's a fantastic institution with respect to education. Placement wise, you will get more into tech companies. अब BCom के बाद अगर मुझे business activities और commerce activities और accounting activities Infosys में handle करना है, fair enough. But अगर मुझे financial sector में, banking sector वगैरह में जाना है, then I will still prefer Delhi or Mumbai above St. Joseph. Options open. On 15th of January 2022, you will not be in a situation where you say this is good or this is bad. Let them select you. I'm sorry for the terminology. Beggars can't be choosers. The best what you can do is create choices for yourself.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Well, I hope that resolves your query, Bhumi. That concludes our Q&A session for the day. We have now reached the end of this webinar. I would like to thank Mr. Anubhav Rakheja for his invaluable insights on the subject matter and for resolving related queries. I am sure that all attendees are feeling amazed at the broad horizon of opportunities that are offered under this subject, the myth busting and the exploration of the lesser known career options like getting into mass communication, data analytics, policy making and so on were the need of the hour. And I am sure all students listening to you, sir, today would agree with that. We hope that this session will help students make an informed choice in the near future with respect to navigating through the process of stream selection. I would like to thank all attendees for participating in this inspiring and interactive webinar. And before everyone leaves this meeting, I would like to announce that Ms. Himani has shared a feedback form in the chat box area. And we would appreciate it if the attendees of the webinar could please provide their invaluable inputs on the session through the form. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, sir. We would now like to end the session.